welcome to part 2 of my Bucilla in the garden kit that I was working on. If you missed seeing part 1, I will link that below. But as a recap, I want to show you that I did 3 of these ornaments in that video. And I will show you once again which ones those were. I did the butterfly. And then I did the dragonfly. And then third, I did the beehive. So what I would like to do moving forward in this part 2 video is I would like to work on the garden gloves first, and then I'm going to go for the watering can, and then last but not least, this one right here, which I had debated whether I was going to do that one or not, and we shall see. I may stop after but I don't know. We'll see. It's not my favorite one, but it is pretty cute, and I am kind of a person that likes to complete a full kit, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan for part 2 of Bucilla in the garden. So where I left off with these is I had most of the pieces cut for the flower basket and the watering can, and I have almost all the pieces cut for the garden gloves, with the exception of those little flowers, which I didn't want to cut out until I was ready to use them. So that's where I will start next. And let's see here. I think what I'll do, since everything's been cut out already, except for those flowers, is I'm going to start working on the embroidery. So I'm going to get all of the embroidery done and all the sequins done, and then I will check in and show you how it looks as I'm starting to assemble it. Now this looks interesting here. I feel like this is one of those flowers. Let me look real quick. Okay, so I can tell that this is kind of one of those flowers that you have to roll up, kind of like I did in the for the rose. So yes, I think we're making this little flower right here. When I get to that part, I'll probably film a little clip on showing you how to roll that up. All right, well, I'm going to go get started on this, and I will check in when I have something to show you. Good morning. It is Friday morning, July 28th, and I've made a little bit of progress on my kit, so I thought I would go ahead and share that with you this morning. So I want to get, first of all, into my finish. I've got the garden gloves all finished up, and they turned out as adorable as I thought they would. Here's the back side of them. There, I could have stuck the little tips there a little bit better, but that's okay. And it turned out so cute. I did film some progress video on this, but I actually did it for a different video, a video that uploaded before this one. It's my Bucilla tips and techniques video, and I do show a little bit on how to do the outline stitch and some other parts of this kit. So instead of rehashing all of that in this video again, maybe I'll just upload a sort of a time lapse or like a fast motion video of just me doing some of the steps to complete this. Now in that video I show how I did this little flower, and what I ended up doing when I attached it is I ended up doing something just kind of impromptu there, and I put a little sequin and bead in the center, and I think that just made the center kind of open up and lay a little bit flatter. So it ended up being I thought a kind of a cute addition for that. And I don't think there's anything else to say about that. I did put a chenille stem inside here to give that a little bit of strength and to make it a little bit easier to stuff. And I think that's all there is to really say about this. It just turned out really cute. So since then, that was about last weekend. So this week I ended up working on doing the embroidery for all the rest of the two items that are left in this kit, which are the, making sure I'm in frame there, the watering can and the flower basket there. So I did all of the embroidery first for all those pieces. And so I did all the embroidery first, and then last night I did all of the sequins. And I always forget how much, when you work with a lot of felt, how dry it makes your fingers. So I've had to really lotion up my dry hands, because when your fingers get dry and start to kind of crack a little bit, then it gets caught on the felt. And I do not like that feeling. There's the sequins on the bow there, and then so this is for obviously the flower basket. These are all the pieces that I've done the sequins on. The handle, and then I will have 2 more flowers to make, and like I said, if you want to see how I did that, you need to check out the tips and tricks video that I made, because I make one in there. And then I think that was all the embroidery that needed to be done on this. Oh, with the exception of over here, I've got I need to do the sequins on these pink flowers, because I noticed last night when I was doing my sequins that I had ran out of pink thread in the kit, and because I have a whole collection of DMC, I went ahead and swapped the thread with the DMC, but I just didn't do that till this morning, so I'm going to get these finished up this morning. And the DMC embroidery floss, like the kind that you use for cross stitching, is just so much nicer than what comes in this kit. So yes, it was actually a tip from a viewer, and I also have to say that I recommend that as well, that if you swap out it says in the kit that it does use DMC floss, but it's sort of their craft floss, so it's a little bit lower quality, because it's used for like making like the friendship bracelets and just different things like that. But the numbers are the same, so if you want to swap it out for the higher quality DMC that you use for cross stitch and embroidery, the skeins, then you can just go ahead and use the exact same numbers and swap it out. So I was able to do that because, like I said, since I cross stitch, I have all of the full collection of DMC, and it's definitely easier to work with. Okay, these are just the background pieces for these, and we'll put that aside. And then for the watering can, I did all the embroidery and sequins for that kit as well. Sans the pink flower that I still have to do. And here is my little one with the satin stitch, lazy daisies, and all the sequins are on there now. Like I said, I show how I did those specialty stitches in that other video. And these are just all the little pieces flowers. That's a background. That didn't require as just outline stitch. One thing I don't know what to do. Every once in a while on these ornament kits, you'll have a piece like a flower or something that extends out and doesn't have a backing on it, and it'll like maybe extend off the edge of the ornament. And one thing I haven't figured out is how to make the back of that look nice, because see, you know, when I do my little sequins, I kind of just run the thread behind because I'm not going to tie off and, you know, put a knot and tie off each little sequin. So if you have any tips on how to make the back of those look nice so that when you turn it over, you don't see your little, you know, the backside that's not as pretty. Because the one thing I guess I could do is if I have enough extra blue felt, I could just cut out little backing pieces for this and then put it on there. That way when it, you know, does hang off the backside, you won't see that. But I don't know, maybe it's just not that big of a deal. Probably shouldn't worry about it. But all right, these are, it looks like another flower, and well, you get the idea. I've done all of the sequins and embroidery for that, and I wanted to get in there and record it before I get this all put together. So that's all that I have left to do now is the assembly and the stuffing, and then when I come back in the next clip, I should have 2 finished ornaments for you, and then I will show you all the ornaments from the kit again and go ahead and get this part 2 uploaded so that you can enjoy it. All right, see you next time. Speaking of dry hands, I thought I would show you what I like to use when my hands get really dry from the felt, is this O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It does leave a bit of a kind of a sticky feeling on your hands, so I like to put this on at night before I go to bed, and then, but during the day, like maybe, you know, in between crafting or right before I craft, I like to use it. I don't have it on hand right now. I need to get some. You can get it at Walmart or Amazon. It's called Utterly Smooth, and I'll go ahead and insert a picture of what that looks like. And it doesn't seem to leave a residue on my hands, and I really like it. But this stuff's a little bit thicker. It does wonders, though. You can kind of see it's sort of reminiscent of, kind of funny if you're my age or older, you'll remember back in the day when our moms and grandmas used to use Crisco on everything. My mom used to slather us up with Crisco for just about everything dry skin. I think they used it for diaper rash medication. Yeah, the old Crisco, the giant jar of Crisco that we all had. Okay, well, just wanted to show you. Yes, this feels very nice on my dry hands. So I'm going to go rub that in and soften them up a little bit. All right, see you next time. Okay, I'm back. It is August 1st, and I wanted to go ahead and show you. This will be the final clip for this kit, because I'm happy to say that I completed the last of the 2 ornaments, and I'm excited to show you how they turned out. So let me move this to the side and show you that I completed the watering can, which ended up turning out just adorable. Didn't really run into any issues. It was pretty straightforward. I think it was a little unclear how to attach the leaves in the back, but I just kind of fiddled with it and did that. And yep, it ended up turning out super cute, and I just added all the little flowers and the little hanging tab. It has a chenille stem in the handle there, and yeah, it all went together pretty flawlessly. Yeah, turned out very cute. And then the very last ornament was the flower basket, and I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised at how cute this turned out. I almost didn't stitch this one because it just looks, in the picture it just didn't look as cute as the rest, but I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad I followed actually looked at the end here, because the way that you put it together, I was getting ready to put some stuffing in this first part, and it is a good thing that I read the instructions, because this front flap here actually has a piece of poster board in it, so it's kind of stiff. And then you just go ahead and tack it up at the top there. So the hardest part of this was probably putting the chenille stem inside this little handle here. That was a little tricky, trying to get it so that it would have the nice bend at the top, and then getting it to attach down there. But, you know, nothing too difficult. I just had to fiddle with it a little bit more than usual. And went ahead and did a couple more of the flowers there. And yeah, pretty much straightforward with that too. I think I had mentioned in the last video too that the only thing I don't like is that the backs of these flowers, you could kind of see where I add the sequins and the stitching in the back because they don't have a backing on them. So either way, you're going to either see the knots, you know, I mean, I could do, I guess, each sequin separately and then tie each one off, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it is the back of the ornament, so it doesn't really matter. But I thought that turned out really cute. So that is it for this kit. I'm going to do a little parade here of all of them. Let's go back to where I first started with these. So that is it. This is the total kit of In the Garden series, and in general, I give it 5 stars. I think it was adorable, it was fun, it wasn't too complicated, had a few little tedious parts, but in general, definitely worth doing. And I hope you enjoyed watching the progress, and I'm going to go ahead and get this video uploaded so that you can watch it. And I think next I'm going to possibly be working on a Halloween kit. I don't know which one because I have several in my collection. So you'll just have to wait and see what I do next. All right, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.